And come to find out, everybody loves horchata now. Hi guys, thanks for finding me. As you know, my name is Xavier. Well, you probably don't know. My name's Xavier. Okay, I grew up in Dallas. During this particular year, we had to move up to the suburbs, where it wasn't very populated, but it wasn't exactly the country. It was called Lewisville, Texas. That's what it was. And in Lewisville, Texas, everyone there was white. It was white town. There were no Mexicans. Okay, they had not moved to that area. And if you know me, I'm actually not very Hispanic. I don't know Spanish. If someone will come up to me and try to speak Spanish, I'm going to be looking at you like you're speaking Japanese. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. When I first started there, some of the teachers, they would introduce me as Javier. Okay, my name starts with an X for Xavier. And it would just drive me crazy because the second they introduced me as Javier, it was over. Anytime someone would see me, they'd be like, "Oh, hey, you're the new kid, Javier, right?" And they'd say it in the worst possible way. Be like, "Oh, you're Javier, right?" And I'd be like, Xavier. Yes, I'm Xavier. And so I had to go around correcting everyone. I never understood the whole Javier with an X. Okay, I understand Javier with a J, not with an X. So that was the first thing. Another thing that would always happen is whenever I was in Spanish class, okay? So, like I said, I'm Hispanic, don't know Spanish, and kids would always expect me to know Spanish. So we'd be in Spanish class together, and, I'm getting help from my mom, bringing the homework home, and I'd come and ask her for help with my homework. Well, here are like 3 or 4 other kids coming up to me and asking me to do their homework for them. I'm like, guys, come on, you know that I know about as much Spanish as you do. And they just look at me with the utmost disappointment. Being the only Hispanic in middle school also made me feel insecure. Like, as far as using certain terms and vocabulary, because, most people would call their aunts and uncles like that, aunts and uncles, okay? But I always grew up calling them my tias and tios. And so I'd be talking to them about what I did over the weekend, okay? And I'd say that I went to the movies with my cousin and my tia. And I'd have to take it back and I'd become shy and I'd be like, "Oh, I mean my aunt." And I'd feel uncomfortable saying my aunt because that's not how I usually refer her as. It was just certain vocabulary terms that I felt a little uncomfortable with, even though they probably understood what I was saying. It's just the fact that having to adapt to these certain terms and understand that they don't eat the same foods that I eat, okay? Some people only know Mexican food as enchiladas and tacos, okay? They don't know about some things like empanadas or mole or sopa, which we had sopa at least 2 or 3 times a week. I'd say, "Oh, I just had some sopa, and it was absolutely delicious," and just be looking at me like, "What is that?" And I'd be looking at them like, "Are you serious? Don't you eat this stuff at your house?" And I have to try and explain to them, "Hey, it's like, I guess, kind of like soup, but rice." Me trying to explain horchata, which is not something that was really popular at the time, they really look at me crazy, okay? Be like, "Man, I know the place that has the best horchata. I just had some yesterday." And they'd be like, "What is that? What is that?" And I'd tell them, "Hey, it's like rice milk. It's a drink." And they would just look at me with this disgusted face. "Rice?" And I just tell them, "Okay, you guys got to try it. It's absolutely delicious. I promise." And they tell me that it is absolutely disgusting, and they will never try that. And come to find out, everybody loves horchata now. And if you haven't had it, go to a Mexican restaurant, an authentic Mexican restaurant, and try it. You absolutely have to. Teachers would be calling out roll, like James, Bob Turner, Katie Fikes, Trotter LaRoe. And then she'd get to me, Javier Marcius. Javier. Oh, I guess Javier's not here today. I'd have to raise my hand. In PE class, I was never really that kind of sporty, athletic, okay? I take that back. I was really good at running, great in track, great at racing on foot, but not too coordinated whenever it came to messing with balls, football, basketball. But for some reason, in school, I'd always be first pick for soccer. And I'm always the worst with the ball, tripping on it, kicking other kids in the shin. Kids would think, oh man, we got Xavier on our team. It's over, guys. We won. Give up. I was embarrassed for myself, okay? Where are my soccer skills? I should have this. I should have it. One time, one of the teachers was trying to communicate something to one of our janitors. And I know it fits into the stereotype that, Hispanics are cleaning people or chefs in the kitchen and they're amazing at soccer. I hate that sometimes it fits the stereotype. But anyways, the teacher needed to communicate something to the janitor who didn't know very much English. And so she automatically thinks of me. Hey, he knows Spanish. Xavier, come over here. So she calls me over and she needs me to explain something to him. And let me just tell you this. Me trying to communicate with this guy was just as bad as a cat trying to communicate to a dog. She asked me to tell him that a kid had thrown up in the cafeteria and she needed me to tell him to clean it up. And so I came up to him and I told him the best I could. Okay, I was just trying to wing it. I didn't even know why I bothered to try. I told him, Señor, un niño bascó en la cafeteria. Dice, tu necesito limpiar. And he looked at me kind of confused. I myself, right now, am pretty sure that I did not say that properly. But every time after that, if the teacher needed something communicated in Spanish, she assumed he got this. Xavier's my go-to guy. I love him. He's my translator. So from that point forward, I was her translator. Based on my time crunch today, I'm going to cut it short. Those are 3 stories. If you guys liked it, like it. If you want to, subscribe. And let me know if you've had any strange experiences in school being an outcast. I like to hear them in the comment section below. And if this video picks up some steam, I may come up with a part 2 and come up with some more stories of things. I got a lot of them, of what happened whenever I was in middle school, being the only Mexican, the only Hispanic there. Thanks. See you guys next time.